Many video game franchises have lasted a very long time, but none can say they've lasted as long as The Legend of Zelda. Well, maybe Mario can. From the mind of Shigeru Miyamoto, this franchise has hacked, slashed, and its way into all of our hearts. Created in 1986, The Legend of Zelda was a smash hit, selling over 6.5 million copies in its first year alone. The sequel, Adventure of Link, did almost as good, selling almost 5 million copies. And so, with the release of Tears of the Kingdom
already underway,
I figured, let's talk about its predecessor, Breath of the Wild. This game is, like its name, wild. I love this game so much. It is funny how much I love it. I have played through it at least 7 times, and I have fought Calamity Ganon no less than 20 times. Like I said, I love this game, and I'm still 100%ing it. Before we dive right in, I figured I'd tell you a few fun facts about the Zelda series. The first is very well known. This is about the golden cartridge. The Legend of Zelda released on the Nintendo Entertainment System with a golden cartridge. Truth be told, I'm sure it's harder to find a normal gray than it is to actually find the golden Legend of Zelda cartridge. But I digress. The first few games in the Zelda series all had golden cartridges, but oddly enough, starting with Four Swords, it became unknown whether the Zelda game would have a golden cartridge or not. Four Swords, oddly enough, didn't have this golden cartridge, unless you count the sticker. And strangely enough, this is the game that sold the least. For handheld Zelda games, it was more common that the console itself had a golden variant instead of the actual game. Why that is, I know not. I saw that the Twilight Princess for the Wii had a golden version, but I really think that's it.
The second to latest
installment in the franchise, Breath of the Wild, didn't have a gold cartridge. If it did, I'll throw it up. If it didn't, well, I'm just an idiot. Alright, here we go. We're about to do a lightning round of fun facts.
Ready, set, go!
The name Link symbolizes the past and present connecting to each other, as well as the player being linked to the main protagonist, Link. Obviously. I didn't know his name had an actual meaning. I just thought his name was Link. Because why not? The Legend of Zelda main theme played in the 1986 Nintendo Entertainment System was almost not its theme. Due to copyright issues, the song that they were originally going to use, bless my heart if I pronounce this wrong, Bolero by Ravel, was not in the public domain just yet. So, this guy, the music writer, made the Zelda theme overnight, and it has become one of the most iconic pieces in game music history. The name Zelda was not an original name. The name was taken from an author's wife. The author was F. Scott Fitzgerald. Twilight Princess on the Wii is mirrored. This is because a grand majority of people are right-handed. But on the GameCube, the launch console for Twilight Princess, Link is actually left-handed. So, they had to mirror the whole game. Last fun fact, did you know someone stole my liver? Well, while we wait for Amazon to send me a new liver, let's just go ahead and start talking about The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Before we begin, I just want to go on a little side tangent here. Breath of the Wild, like many other games, has a soundtrack, and oh my gosh, it slaps so hard! Main theme, the shrines, Link's memories, Hyrule Castle, I could go on for hours. The soundtrack's an amazing piece of media that must be preserved for all of time. Same with the sound effects. Holy Rusted Metal, Batman, these sound effects are amazing. Well, there's one sound I can do without. The story of Breath of the Wild is told out of order. So I, the amazing and awesome me that I am, put the entire story in order for you. You're welcome. Our story begins 10,100 years before present day. That is a long ways away. Before Breath of the Wild, being called the Sheikah Age. During the Sheikah Age, technology thrived. Hyrule was a very technologically advanced civilization, creating the Sheikah Slate, Guardians, and 4 divine beasts based off of animals that no one has ever seen in the Legend of Zelda franchise. During this time period, Calamity Ganon emerges, and the Sheikah are able to fight it off using their amazing technology. And they finally seal Ganon away. 10,000 years later, Hyrule evolved. But
Just backwards.
Having lost the Guardians, Beasts, and Sheikah Slate. How do you lose this? The people of Hyrule then began reading the prophecies of the Sheikah, knowing Calamity Ganon will emerge on Princess Zelda's 17th birthday. With this in mind, they excavate and reactivate the Sheikah Slate, Divine Beasts, and Guardians, while Zelda trains to awaken the sealing magic of Obscurity Ex Machina. A knight named Link is appointed as Zelda's protector, because he's able to wield the Master Sword. Must be a Mjolnir situation.
Jonathan?
Also, each beast has a champion. Fishface, who has a crush on Link. I don't even want to go there. The Rock Johnson, Big Bird, and Woman Lady Person. When Zelda's birthday rolls around, Calamity Ganon takes control of the Guardians and the Beasts, surprising everyone in Hyrule, including you. Oops! With this advantage, Calamity Ganon kills the king and the champions, leaving a horribly wounded Link and a fearful Zelda to flee, causing this emotionally gripping moment. For real, this moment just hits hard every time I see it. I boot up the game and I have to watch this every time. It is that good.
How did it come to this? The divine beasts, the guardians, they've all turned against us. It was Calamity Ganon. It turned them all against us. And everyone, Mifa, Urbosa, Rivali and Daruk, they're all trapped inside those things. It's all my fault. Our only hope for defeating Ganon is lost, all because I couldn't harness this cursed power. Everything I've done up until now, it was all for nothing. So I really am just a failure. All my friends, the entire kingdom, my father most of all. I tried and I failed them all. I left them all to die. Link, save yourself. Go. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. Run! Was that the power? Huh? No! Link, get up! You're going to be just fine.
Fearing the worst, Zelda takes Link to the Shrine of Resurrection, causing him to take the longest nap in history, and the Master Sword is taken to the Korok Forest, guarded by the Great Deku Tree. Finally, Zelda seals herself and Calamity Ganon into Hyrule Castle, not letting him escape. This entire event was known as the Great Calamity. Holy crap. That is a lot to digest. 100 years later, Link awakens from his power nap, but he's unable to remember anything. Looks like someone's suffering from amnesia. He stumbles out of the room with the Sheikah Slate and meets the old man. The man tells you about 4 shrines around the Great Plateau, where you're at, saying he'll give you the glider for the shrine orbs that are located inside the shrine. With no other way off the Great Plateau, Link agrees. Link goes through the 4 shrines and gains 4 abilities. Stasis allows you to stop time on one object, Magnesis, the control of metal, Remote Bomb, self-explanatory, and Cryonis, makes ice pillars on water. After all orbs are found, you go to the old man who's up there for some reason, and you find out he's the ghost of the dead king. Okay, real question. If the king can interact with Link, why doesn't he just go and kill Ganon himself? The king then tells Link to go see Impa, located in Hateno Village. It was at this point in time where I just completely stopped playing the story. Why? Because I'm an idiot that procrastinated and just freaking love this game so much. Also the Master Sword. Impa tells Link to free the divine beasts, and he silently agrees. From here, you can choose your own path, which is really cool. It helps me feel immersed and really feel linked to Link. Each divine beast sits on the 4 corners of the map, which is really huge, and have different environments, habitants, and elements. The divine beasts are their own animals, based on what the habitat/environments are based off of. As Link goes to each area, he must do various tasks to prove his loyalty and strength, like fighting off the Yiga clan and guiding Yunobo to a very not familiar at all volcano. Like I said before, each champion is associated with a divine beast. Mifia the Zora rode Varuta, the elephant. Revali the Rito rode Vamido, the bird. Urbosa the Gerudo rode Vanaboris, the camel. Yes, that Vanaboris. And Daruk the Goron rode Varudania, the lizard. Man, I love this guy. For simplicity's sake, on both my part and yours, I will refer to any and all divine beasts as their animals and not by their names, because the only one we can all remember is Vanaboris, and we all remember why we remember Vanaboris. When Link finally gets into a divine beast, he encounters one puzzle to solve. You see a lot of puzzles as you traverse Hyrule. Like, a lot of puzzles. Also, this is a good time to say that you die a lot in Breath of the Wild. Like, a lot. Like, a whole lot. I know I say a whole lot, a lot, but it's embarrassing how many times you die. After you solve a puzzle, there's a boss battle. Yay! For reals though, Thunderblight Ganon gave me the hardest time. Which reminds me, each Divine Beast boss battle has a Blight Ganon, showing who took over the Divine Beasts. Previously mentioned, Thunderblight Ganon is in the camel, Water Blight Ganon is in the elephant, Fire Blight Ganon is in the lizard, and Wind Blight Ganon is in the burb. I'll give you 4 guesses on what each does. All jokes aside, the creativity behind the Divine Beast boss battle is stellar. Use any of the mechanics you want to defeat the bosses, and avoid the attacks any way you'd like. After defeating the boss, you get memories and you get special powers. There's a lot to unpack, so let's rewind.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
No, you go back to the grave. You will not be a revived meme. As mentioned before, Link doesn't remember a single thing. But throughout the game, you can find specific spots that unlock a cutscene. Or a memory if you want to get specific. There are 18 in total, 12 from these specific spots to find, 4 from the Divine Beast, and 2 from somewhere else. One being unlocked after getting the Master Sword, and the other finally being unlocked when you beat the game with all the memories. It's convoluted and crazy, but just trust me on this one. Also, if you beat the game with all 12 memories found, you get a post-credits scene where Zelda and Link talk about rebuilding Hyrule. And by Zelda and Link talking, I mean just Zelda talking, because when has Link ever said a single word?
Gee, it sure is boring around here.
My boy.
Forget I asked. Your special powers are given to you by the spirits of the dead champions, giving Link Daruk's protection, Mifia's grace, Urbosa's fury, and Rivali's gale, all of which taking 10,000 years to regenerate after usage. Link then goes to get the Master Sword, and soon finds out. He needs more hearts. So Link goes to get 10 more hearts. Comes back to get the sword and successfully pulls it out. After one final talk with Impa, Link is finally ready to go face the Demon King himself, Calamity Ganon. My foot is asleep. Getting to Ganon, however, is easier said than done. Calamity Ganon resides in Hyrule Castle, and he has surrounded the castle in guardians. So many guardians. Don't want to fight them? Then find the shrine inside the castle and travel from there. Once more, easier said than done. Inside the castle, there are even more problems, having a plethora of monsters to face, Ganon poop to find a way around, dead ends to groan at, and hallways to walk through. Even then, there isn't a definitive way to get to Calamity Ganon from inside, so let's just stick to the great outdoors. At long last, we reach Calamity Ganon, looking more like a homeless Toby than a Ganon, but alright. Fighting him will take wits and draw strength. But Link has something better. Friendship.
Now my moment has finally come. Brace yourself, Ganon, for the sting of my revenge!
This will be our final opportunity. We will not fail.
Let's go, little guy. Now, open up wide, Ganon!
100 years in the making. Hold on, princess. Our moment has arrived.
Now piloted by the recently freed champion's spirits, shoot a beam of energy or something, I don't know, at the castle, hitting Ganon and knocking his health in half. If you didn't save all 4 of the Divine Beasts, too bad, you don't get this perk. And you gotta fight the Divine Beast boss battles you didn't do. Have fun. Now, it is time for Link to use every ounce of information he's learned throughout his journey. Though he was only awakened a few days ago, it's his time to shine. It's time for him to use every item and ability under his master belt, being as resourceful as he can. For there is only one chance to beat Ganon. Only one shot to make things right. And that shot begins with a single sword strike. While fighting Ganon, the main idea is to parry one of his guardian beams, which causes him to be stunned as he crashes to the floor. From here, you deal as much damage to him as you can, retreating only when he awakens. Rinse and repeat until his health bar goes down. And we're done, right? Nope. Now you have to fight Dark Beast Ganon, aka Sir Oinksalot. From here, Zelda gives you the Bow of Light. And, well, I'll let Zelda take this one.
That energy covering Ganon's body is called malice. None of your attacks will get through as he now is. I will hold the malice back as much as I can, but my power is waning. Attack any glowing points that you see.
By the way, she forgot to say, before you ask, no, you cannot run away from this fight with the Bow of Light. After you shoot King Leonard and his Canadian bacon, well, this happens. What did I just watch? Then, Zelda reunites with Link. She asks if you remember. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury and people of the internet, this was The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Oh right, there's DLC. 2 DLC packs were released for Breath of the Wild: The Champion's Ballad and Trial of the Sword. Let's talk about that first one. There are 3 parts to the Champion's Ballad: the ancient horse gear, the treasure rumors, and the meat and potatoes of the whole shebang. The Champion's Ballad. Ancient horse gear gives you gear for your horse. Can you believe it? The horse gear makes your horse more powerful. If you find it. You're given clues to find the horse gear at the Highland Stable, but you're on your own from there. Unless you give up and look it up on the internet. The treasure rumors are basically the same thing, but with gear from other Zelda games scattered throughout the map. Find your clues at Riverside Stable and Dea Village Ruins, and from there, you go a-searchin'. Or you can Google the answers. The Champion's Ballad is the part of the DLC people spend the most time on, consisting of refights of the Divine Beast boss battles, but this time you have weaker gear. Before this though, you must complete challenges with the one-hit obliterator. I'm not even joking, that's what it's called. The one-hit obliterator? So stupid. Can kill an enemy in one hit, but it also leads you to being one hit as well. There are 3 areas to clear of enemies, and when that's done, the real fight begins. Each fight with the Blight Ganons is now 10 times tougher, with minimal gear and close to no food to heal yourself with. If you do beat the bosses, though, you get a cutscene of Zelda recruiting the champions for piloting the Divine Beasts. After all is said and done, after you've done everything with the one-hit obliterator, and after you've refought every single Blight Ganon, there's a voice that tells you to go back to the Shrine of Resurrection. Inspecting the podium where you first got the Sheikah Slate enables a puzzle chamber to be revealed. After solving this puzzle, a door opens and a shrine monk is revealed. Yes, that is what they are called. You talk to the monk, and what follows is one of the toughest Zelda battles ever conceived. Just watch.
Oh, I dare you, Mazkoshi. I dare you to come at me with that tornado one more time. One more time, you piece of shit. Guys, I had a horrible idea. God.
I know. It is hard. When you finally beat the monk, you get a final cutscene and a picture frame. Oh yeah, and a motorcycle too. Yeah. You get that too. Did I have fun with this DLC? Heck yeah! Buy it, like, right now! The second DLC to be released, which was actually the first of the 2, was the Master Sword Trials, packed in with Master Mode, and, say it with me now, treasure chests with gear from other Zelda games! Master Mode is Breath of the Wild, but harder. The enemies are more powerful with more health that regenerates? Inconceivable! The main draw of this, though, is the Master Sword Trials. Here, our good hero Link is stripped of everything, from his food, to his weapons, to his clothes. Come on, man, have some decency. The whole point of the Master Sword Trials is to prove if the Link Meister is strong enough to use the sword. So you are sent to rooms where your only mission is to kill everything and anything that moves. Don't think this will be easy though, because each room increases in difficulty exponentially, and if you die, you start over at the very start. If you thought the Champion's Ballad was hard, then you ain't seen nothing yet. There's one level near the end, and holy crap, this was one of the hardest things to do in my life. However, you're not left entirely defenseless, for there are these checkpoint rooms to heal up, gear up, and rest. Other than that, you're on your own. In total, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild DLC is totally worth buying, especially if the base game isn't enough for you. Is that it? Is it over? The pain? The death? Yes, it is. And yet, it still feels empty inside. This game was such a wonderful experience, so to see it end so soon, well, it makes me feel like I'm missing something. If only there was a sequel for me to sink my teeth in, then maybe I'd feel complete. Aaron clear my schedule.
Do I look like your secretary?
Do it!